in England, and it's just probably great. But the thing is I get asked to visit Australia so much.
Yeah.
That I would go to Australia just because at least then I could have a gathering in Australia and finally go to Australia, because I come to Australia in comments all the time on videos, and I just want to go and meet these people so bad. Yeah, so I mean, if I had to only go to one, I would do it for the Australian lava heads. That's a fact.
You wouldn't be worried about any of the really huge bugs and stuff? I
wouldn't be able to stay. I would be walking around in a spacesuit.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I need a picture for that.
Yeah, just me in a spacesuit walking around Australia, just going, "Good day, mate. Good day, mate." Everyone hates me.
That'd be great. Okay. Well, we've talked about going different places, so what would be your definition of home? Because everybody's got something different.
See, that's a good question. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like to think home is the place where you're the happiest, not necessarily where you're from or who you're with, but when you feel the most comfortable and yourself, and just like you can just relax. You feel like you're a part of it. Like when you're walking on that ground, you're like, I was supposed to be walking on this ground. This is my home. This is where I guess that's kind of what I consider home.
Kind of like feeling like you belong.
Yeah, like of course I'm here. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah, I think everybody's looking for that.
Yeah.
When you were on dial-up tour, would you say that's one of the things that made you want to go other places?
Yeah, extremely, yes. I thought that it was going to be a fear-driven, just terrifying ride, and it ended up being the opposite. Every day we'd wake up in a new city, and I would just want to explore. And I just realized there's so much more than even the places I had been before. It blew my mind. It blew my mind when we would go places and they would have things I'd never heard of at all. Like, it just blew my brain. I was just, what? This exists? And people with accents in the United States. And I just
underrated accents.
And I just realized that there was so much out there. And there were so many people out there. And I just wanted to keep going.
Yeah. I kind of want to do that one time, because I've talked to someone else who did travels for a tour, and they said their favorite part was going to bed in one place and waking up somewhere else.
It's a really strange feeling, but it's also like so. It just fuels you with energy. All of a sudden, it's like most days, it's a Monday. Days of the week on tour don't exist. Every day is just explore day. Every day is an explore day. Like, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. You just kind of, every day is like the most fun-filled Saturday of like, where are we? Let's go outside and see. And it was just great.
Did you say it kind of melts together?
Definitely. It did melt together, but in a very beautiful gradient. It was perfect.
Yeah. I'm a little curious. I've seen it in a bunch of videos. That mannequin. The bottom half of the mannequin.
Yes.
Where did you get that?
I actually just got rid of the mannequin legs. I gave them to a local seamstress who asked about them, and I was like, yeah, you can have them. And but the mannequin legs were a gift for my birthday, and I thought it was such a strange and cool gift. So they just and I never knew what to do with them, so I just sat them in the corner of my room one day, and they showed up in that video, and I was like, I don't hate them. I'll leave them there. Yeah, they're very strange, but yeah, it's just where she worked was getting rid of them, and she was like, I thought you'd like them, and I was like, I would, thank you. But again, I just recently got rid of them. It was a sad day, but they went to a home where they'll definitely be used. So
Good home. You feel happy about it.
yeah. At least it's not in the dump somewhere. They're still alive and well, probably wearing a skirt instead of a multi-beard. So
I think they looked best with the multi-beard.
oh yeah. That was always a very strange thing when like people who first time would come in my room, they'd be like, "Oh, there's a woman's legs with a beard," and I'm like, "Yes, welcome to my mind."
Yeah, I think that's great. You kind of turn your room into the inside of your mind. Would you say that's how it looks?
Yeah, my room is definitely the aesthetic of how it's an extension of me. This room is an extension of me. I feel very comfortable in this room.
Very white with a dash of color.
Exactly. Just like me.
Okay. I've noticed that you've got Polaroid cameras, Polaroid pictures. What is it that you love about Polaroid?
The physicalness of it.
Yeah.
The idea that you can't go back and retweak them. That it's a one-time, mess-ups or not, that's the finished product. I find a really strange beauty in that because we live in a digital age where everything is constantly being warped and re-edited, and you never see things in their raw state anymore. It's very difficult to even hear or see that. And something about a Polaroid being that's it. You're okay. You blinked, but that's the picture you're getting. Something about that I find very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
Does it bother you that buying the film is kind of expensive?
I think it kind of adds to it. 'Cause now it's like hard to find. It's hard. In a sense, it's hard to take a picture that will not be edited now. And I think that's interesting.
What?
It's like, yeah, the world is trying to get so far away from anyone actually seeing their flaws that you have to actually you have to pay more just to see them. And, I wish it was cheaper, but at the same time, it makes those 12 pictures worth way more. Because you're like, hey, I paid $30 for this film. Let's really think about what we're going to take this picture of.
Yeah. I'm curious. I looked back at some of your older videos because a friend of mine, she'd heard of you and she stopped watching because your ears freaked her out. She respected you. She just couldn't sit there and watch it. And I was looking through some of the old videos and I thought, do you feel like a different person if you've ever watched them?
Some of my older videos are definitely teeth clenching. Oh, that's me. Just because, those are like little home movies that I put on the internet that people bring up in real life. And I'm always like, yes, that was me. You guys saw me, when I was like a baby, 17 years old, before I had really grown into my man body, before I even needed to shave, before I, before my ears got big and then disappeared again, when my hair was real angsty and long and then I cut it all off. You guys have these little sections of my life forever, and it's very weird, and it is very shocking sometimes when I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, Mitchell, just stop. Please stop. Cut your hair now before it gets too long. And then I watch the next video and I'm like, oh, I didn't cut it. It's just longer.
I'm a little curious. We were going through my grandfather's stuff the other day, and I noticed that he collects a bunch of model cars. My grandma used to collect owls. So when you're older, what do you think you'll collect?
Ooh. Actually, I was just talking about this with my grandma. Something very similar as to what my thing's going to be. And it's probably tossed up between two things. And this is going to sound, it's probably going to be cameras, just because I already have so many, and I probably won't get rid of them. But another thing might be CDs. I have a good little collection of CDs, And I feel like those will be